everyone, welcome to my channel, and today we are going to create a simple Hello World program. And what this is going to do is print Hello World to the screen. Most developers, when they are first learning a new programming language, they always start off with the Hello World program. And all this does is print a line of text to the screen. It's really easy and simple, and it's what everyone should always start out with. I'm going to be showing you guys a simple and easy print method that we all use called System.out.println. Most people call it sysout in short. And this simple statement just prints out anything you place in between the quotes, so I could type in any line of text and it will print it out to the screen. And this is useful for a lot of reasons, and you will learn why as you grow in your developer process, whatever you want to call it. So this right here is my class, and it's named main. I would like to rename this to something else. A class is something that's going to hold all your methods and your main method. Everything that you do is going to be held in a class, and your class name should be something that is related to your program. Like, let's say for instance I wanted to create a program that multiplies two numbers, something easy. I would name the class multiplication or something. You can name the class anything you want to, really. You can name it anything and it would still work the same. It's just something, but in my opinion it should be something that's related to what the whole project is about. So this is going to be called Hello World Tutorial. It is recommended for, I guess, organizational purposes and to look more professional that you always start off your class names with a capital letter. Okay, we changed our name to Hello World Tutorial, and here we have a main method. You may not understand what you're looking at right now. Don't worry, every beginner is going to look at this crap like, holy shit, what is this? And that's okay. Now, I did want to make this video on an in-depth thing, not only explaining how to print something to your screen like Hello World, but I also wanted to go really deep in what public means, static, void means, what all these terms mean. And I did actually make a video explaining what all that meant, but I did come to the realization that you guys would be completely confused, because in order to actually understand what I'm saying is by actually experiencing it, by actually going through the whole growth process and using methods, creating loops, creating all these different things that people use on a regular basis when they're creating programs. And I can't just jump right into all this and explain what this is without you actually knowing how to use these things. When I was taught the Hello World program, nobody explained this to me, and I was so confused as to why nobody explained what these terms mean and all these keywords, and it was really frustrating. And I was like, well, if I were a teacher I would explain what this meant from scratch, but you can't do that. You gotta actually experience Java a bit more to understand where I'm coming from. You guys would probably think I'm speaking a different language, so we are just gonna learn how to print something to the console. By the way, if you do want to do this yourself or do like a code along, make sure you have an IDE. Basically, it's like a text editor, and there's different ones. This is called IntelliJ. This one does cost money. I got it for free from my Java bootcamp, but you can get one for free called BlueJ. There's Eclipse and there's NetBeans. A lot of people prefer Eclipse, but I started off with BlueJ. It's really simple and kindergarten-ish. It's free, so you can easily download that. And I'll put the links in the description below. However, back to the tutorial. So you always start off with a class and a class name. Class holds everything that you do. And in every program, there's always one main method. And this main method right here is where the Java program always starts. I could put a bunch of crap before the main method, a bunch of methods. I could create so many things, but at the end of the day, the program is always going to start here and read through everything and run everything that is in the main method. That's where Java actually runs things. So in the main method, if you want to learn how to print something to the screen, you need to know sysout. And what this is a statement that will print a line of text. So System.out.println. That right there is the statement. This right here is the statement that you need to know to print out something to the screen. There's two different System.out.print statements. There's System.out.println, and then there is System.out.print. There's printf too as well, but I'm not going to talk about that today. That's more for formatting, but The two main ones is print and println, and I will explain the difference later. You need to know these. You need to memorize these. This is how you will print something to the console. So you must type system.out.println parentheses, and then do not, and I mean do not, forget your semicolon. A semicolon is like the period to the end of a sentence. Okay, this is telling the computer, hey, this is the end of my statement right here. I want you to print this out. If you forget a semicolon, the computer is going to not even compile. It's actually going to give you an error saying that you forgot a semicolon. So think of, I don't know, this IntelliJ as like your English teacher saying, hey, you forgot your period. Okay, to actually print something to the screen, you need quotes. That's another part of the system out. Okay, and within those quotes, you can type in anything you want. In this case, we're going to be typing in hello world, because like I said, we're going to try to print hello world to our console. You can type that any way you want to. Like I said, you can type in anything you want in these quotes. I could type in Chandler is awesome. It would print Chandler is awesome. You could type in absolutely anything. And then soon after I show you how this works, let me comment this out so this doesn't mess up our code. I'll explain to you the difference between system out, print, and println. Okay, so now we are going to run this program, and it should print hello world. So I'm just going to press this button right here, which is what runs the whole program. For some of you, it depends on the IDE you're using, but for IntelliJ, the one that I'm using, you just have to press the play button and it'll run the program. And as you can see right here, hello world was printed to our console. Whatever you type in those quotes would be printed to the screen. Well, before I continue, you may be wondering why the screen is kind of small and why I haven't shown like the full screen on what I'm doing. It's because I tried it before and it's really hard to see the letters that way for some reason. There's something wrong with the software that I'm using, so I have to literally zoom into everything. So there's that. But however, yeah, to print out hello world, you need to have your class. First off, you need to have your main method because that's where the program starts in the first place. However, you need to memorize this statement, system.out.println, because that's what you will use to print out anything to your screen. You need to make sure it's in proper quotation marks as well. Then you can press compile or run depending on your IDE, and it should print that out to the console. Okay, so now here's the difference between system.out.println and print. So, by the way, I'm making slashes because this is how you make comments and stuff. Whatever I type here will not affect the code because I'm making a comment. Comments are usually used for making instructions or things like that. But basically, the println statement, the system.out.println, will print hello world. But it will go to the next line afterwards. But for just regular print, it'll stay on the same line. So let's put, hi, I'm Chandler. So if I were to compile this program and run it, it will print hello world. And you see that I use the println, meaning next line statement, so it'll go right to the next line afterwards. And then it'll print out, of course, the print statement that I typed. Hi, I'm Chandler. So looks, as far as looks goes, it'll print out whatever you put in the quotes. It's not going to look any different. It's just all about the line. So let's say I changed this to print just system.out.print. Let me show you what will print out. The compiler will literally output hello world and then hi, I'm Chandler right next to it. And this is what shows up. System.out.println is the first one that I used, so it'll be hello world. So as you can see, this is the println statement. System.out.println in the quotes are hello world, so after that it goes to the next line and then prints hi, I'm Chandler. It stays on the same line. I'm just going to run this real quick. And as you can see, the compiler went through and it printed it all on the same exact line. So that is the difference between system.out.print and system.out.println. So this is the end of my little beginner level program on how to print text to your screen. Always remember that you need to have a class. Everything you do in a program is always going to be in a class. For the program to run in the first place and actually do and print something to you guys and show you something anyways, you need to have your main method, of course, because that's where the program always runs. You can always create methods outside of the main method and create variables and all these other things, but if you want those methods to somehow be used, you need to invoke them in your main method, which is what will show everything. To print text to the screen, of course, you're going to need system.out.print or system.out.println. And in between the text or outside of the text, you are going to need parentheses. And then in your text, you're going to need to have quotes. If you don't use quotes, it's going to compile an error. It's going to give you an error and it's not going to print to the screen. And always remember to end your statements. All your statements must always end in a semicolon. It's like the period to your sentences. That is all I have for today, and I hope you guys understand this well. I tried to explain this in the easiest way possible because I am not a teacher. However, I wish someone explained this to me this way when I first started, because I started off with Java extremely confused and I did not understand anything I was doing. That is all I have for today. Thank you guys so much. More tutorials will be up soon, and stay tuned. Happy coding!